Wow. Okay. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I'm Kelee.
I'm Rebecca.
We're in our new studio. It's a big day here at Stop the Internet Podcast, Inc.
LLC.
And you know what else is crazy? Actually, I can't jinx this. Or should I not say it? I don't know. Basically, on the day that this comes out, tomorrow, we will officially own the trademark if no one disputes it.
Yes.
But this is coming out one day before the dispute deadline. So I'm like, do I jinx it and say it?
I think is it this Friday?
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wait, now I'm scared because what if someone that hates me just like goes and files a dispute?
But by the time it's out, they won't be able to.
They'll be able to for 48 hours or 24 hours.
Oh, then yeah, maybe don't say it.
Unless I put this out still on Thursday, but at like 11:59 on Thursday.
You could.
I'm going to do that. Okay. So now it's too late. So we officially have the trademark. I hope. Yay!
Lots of big things happening.
Yeah, so don't make a podcast called Stop the Internet Podcast because you will be sued and you will receive, well, I guess first you would receive a cease and desist and then you would be sued for damages.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Kylie Jenner, because that would kind of be my dream. Like if Kylie like started a podcast called Stop the Internet, because then I could either sue her or sell it to her.
Yeah.
What would be the price? Like if she was like $25 million, give me the name. I might just sell out.
I mean, I would too. You would do it too for a check.
Surely.
You could change it to Go the Internet.
Actually, Start the Internet? Wait.
HOTT.
Go the Internet is crazy. Okay, well, we have options. So, Kylie, if you're interested, let me know. We can make a deal.
We have
can
a
talk.
price.
Yeah, we can talk.
We can be bought.
So, should we give them a studio tour?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not watching, you need to watch immediately. So, open up your
Vessel.
device. Yes, your vessel. And click on this video on YouTube or Spotify or somewhere that you can watch it. Okay. So, welcome to our new studio. It was a labor of love. Kenny, our intern, was the main driving force of the rebrand. It was his idea. Mm-hmm. And here we are. So we have a new sign, new and improved. I also can't believe how long it took us to do this rebrand because the past few episodes with the old sign, I was borderline embarrassed. I was like, oh God, that looks so bad, especially in video. Like it looks worse in video.
It's okay.
You know what I think? Actually, everything looks worse in video. So like, imagine how good this looks on this camera. It looks even better in person.
It does.
It does.
We're a grassroots organization here, okay?
Yeah, for sure. And then we have a new table in the middle with our microphone stands on it. Obviously, we have been dealing with broken microphone stands for the past, I don't even know how many months. Finally, our audio will be level because we won't be moving the mics every 2 seconds. Oh. I'm calling out myself because in the last episode, I'm literally moving the mic in and out like this. Ooh. Okay. So they're stable now. And then we have our gavel, obviously, front and center. I can turn the handle towards you.
Thanks, my dream.
You know what I need? I need a new coaster because I saw in real courthouses or courtrooms, they have a wooden one. Mm-hmm. So I think I need to attain a wooden, I think there's a word for that. A gavel and a something. Because it's not a coaster. It's like a special word.
A coaster in the courtroom.
Lawyers would know. Judges would know.
True.
Then we have these chairs. The chairs are not staying. The chairs are, I don't want to say terrible, but okay. I will definitely be leaving not a good review just to help fellow consumers because I do not agree with the reviews. I think the reviews were a little too kind. I think this chair would be perfect for a child, not for a full-sized adult like myself. I think it's a little bit too small. Also, Jimmy's like 6'3" or 6'4", and I was like, it would be insulting to invite him to this studio and ask him to sit in this chair because it's, one, so uncomfortable. My back already hurts.
Really?
Yeah. Does yours not?
No.
Okay, I was really worried about it because I sat in them for a while yesterday. I was in pain and I was like almost going to ask you to reschedule
Oh.
because I felt so bad, but I was like, okay, you know what? It's one day.
Yeah, it's 1 hour. It's fine.
Yeah. So we definitely will be getting new chairs, hopefully immediately, like hopefully today. But
Wow, today?
I mean, I got to get a move on.
Are you going to Raymore?
Honestly, I need to start going to real furniture stores.
Yeah.
I was a little bit sticker shocked the first few stores I went to, though.
Yeah.
First, I went to a department store to look at their furniture section because I was like, oh, this is like an old department store. Like maybe they'll have some like clearance. No. They were like $700 each for like a comfortable chair.
Each?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know.
What about
Crazy.
just getting, or yeah, I guess you want the chair versus the couch.
Yeah. I think the chairs, I mean, the couch, it would just be a completely different design.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
podcasty to have chairs.
Yeah. I feel like it like wakes us up a little more. The last few episodes, I was literally
Same.
sleeping on that couch. Like my posture was shocking.
Yeah.
So I think this is good, but I think if they're very comfortable, they'll still give the cozy vibe, but they'll still keep us like looking at each other and like upright.
Yeah.
It's also not the biggest space, so a lot of those like really comfortable, cozy chairs are oversized and they're like 40 inches wide, which is like a little too wide for our
Yeah.
space.
If these were just like a few inches tall, like wider and taller,
Yes.
we'd be fine.
I don't even know. Like, I would cut them some slack and say maybe not even wider, but like the seat needs to be 3 inches deeper and the back needs to be way taller.
Yeah.
So we'll get new chairs.
Trial and error, but this is the vibe.
My dream was to have the studio completely done and then like debut it and not make any changes. But I've come to realize that I'm not a podcast studio interior designer by trade. So I need to cut myself some slack and just try things and then we can change as we go.
Yeah.
Yay. So welcome to our new era.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're in our podcast rebrand era.
We are. Okay, so Rebecca has a life update and it involves Mr. 305.
Let me just walk you through the last 4 days of my life. Basically, my sister, who lives a plane ride away, got these tickets for Pitbull and T-Pain. They're touring together, FYI. Free tickets, VIP. She was like, you have to come. And I was going back and forth. And then I was like, you know what? I do have to go. I have to get on a plane for these kings. So it was me and a Frontier flight against the world.
I love it.
Against Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide. So yeah, I basically landed at 2:30. This was last Thursday. And my flight home was at 5:30 in the morning. So I had to get up at 3:45. So it was like a 12-hour trip-ish. But it was really worth it. Like you don't realize how many hits they have. Like maybe you do for Pitbull, but T-Pain, I was like, wait, like I know every song.
Really?
Almost. I think they both played one newer song.
Okay.
And I do feel bad because I feel like no one knows they're like artists like that, you know, they're early 2000s artists. Like no one listens to their new song.
Yeah.
But no, they mainly played all their old hits. Pitbull did Gasolina, which isn't his song, but we were all really grateful for it. And what else did they do? Yeah, just every song you would know from T-Pain and Pitbull.
That's awesome.
They have that one song together, Hey Baby.
I don't know. I might know it if they play
it.
Okay, wait, that kind of is like ringing slight bells somewhere inside of me.
So T-Pain came out again for that. And it
was it T-Pain and then Pitbull and then they had like one song together?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it was just so good. Like they're currently touring. So if you're listening to this and they haven't come to your city yet, this is your sign.
Wow. Amazing.
And yeah, we had such good seats. And then, so I woke up at, like I said, 3:45 for my flight home, landed, was back home by 7:30, like in my bed by 7:30. I took a little nap, went out on Friday, which was my bad. Wow. You know, I shouldn't have done that because then Saturday I had to get up at 4:30 for a train to New York at 6 a.m. And then I was up until midnight that night. And then my train Sunday back to Philly was at 8:30, which isn't early. But when all is said and done, after you've had that whirlwind a couple days, like Sunday was a struggle bus for me. I was like, the adrenaline has officially run out. But no, it was a really crazy time.
That's so fun. I'm glad you went.
I know. I'm glad. It was like one of those weekends where I'm just like, this is what you're supposed to do in your 20s when you don't have kids and you're not married, you know?
Yeah.
Like, these are the things that the older people are like, you don't have kids. Do it while you're young.
So true. Aww.
And I did it.
Yay. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to talk Rebecca out of it, but when you first talked to me about it, you were like, I don't think I want to go because it's like not my favorite artist and it's just a lot and blah, blah, blah. And I was on the side of like, well, don't like guilt trip yourself. Like, if you don't want to go, don't go. It's not like you're going to be missing out on like, I don't know, front row tickets to your favorite person.
Yeah,
with like
Taylor
a meet
Swift.
and greet.
Yeah.
You know.
Meet and greet.
But I'm glad you went.
No, me too.
And then I immediately sent a voice message after, and I think I said something along the lines of like, I'm not trying to talk you out of it, but I just think you should just do whatever feels right. Yeah. And then you said you were going, and I was like, perfect. Okay, good.
Yeah,
you're doing what feels right.
Yeah, I just had like a little anxiety about like, it was so last minute and it involved a flight. But my whole thing is like, leading up to something, I can be stressed and anxious, but then once I'm there, I'm like totally fine.
That happens to me too.
I'm like locked in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was worth it. But yeah, I know.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm glad it was fun.
I'm just living my life, my 20-something life.
I love
She's
it.
so crazy.
I know. I want to do more crazy things.
Yeah.
I'll have to plan some.
Yes. Also, it's actually funny because there were, you know, on the big screens at concerts before the show and they're advertising things.
Yeah.
One of it was meet T-Pain after the show, scan to buy your ticket. And I thought that was like so interesting.
So you have to buy a ticket to the meet and greet.
Yeah, it was a separate add-on QR code thing. And I was thinking about it because the concert ended at 11 and I'm like, wow, T-Pain did all that and now he has to go meet people.
But they are on like a different schedule. Like he probably slept in and like his 8 hours is like way different than your 8 hours.
Yeah, right.
Like it might be like 3 or 4 even in the morning to whatever time. I don't know. Who knows?
No, that's accurate.
Or 2. I mean, what time was it over?
11.
So maybe he meets people for like 2 hours and then they like hit the road. I don't know.
It's a long time though to be schmoozing after you did all that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
Crazy.
would love to be a pop star.
I know.
I seriously think it's like my calling. The only problem is I can't sing.
Auto-tune, baby.
I know. I think it's my dream. Like, do you remember that era when all the YouTubers were like creating songs?
Mm-hmm.
Like Bethany Moda had a song.
Yeah.
I don't even know who else. That's just the one that stands out to me.
Yeah.
Kind of a bop. Slay, Bethany.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel that I could do that. Like, I could do a song that is all auto-tuned. Not saying hers is, but mine would be.
Mm.
And I want to make it. I don't know. I feel like we are on our songwriting journey.
We are
And
still.
there's still time.
Never forget.
And I think that I can do it.
I think you can do it too.
Okay. I think this winter I have a lot of goals for when I'm stuck inside. We'll see.
Yeah.
And one of them is to write a song.
Yeah, that's a good thing to keep in the back of your mind.
I think I could write a song. And I'm not saying it'd be a good song, but it would be a song in a day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of these songs I hear, it's like, and this is on Spotify? Like, I'm sorry, but I could write
Call them out.
I could at least edit it to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
I could at least co-write it.
I think so.
My friend was listening to this podcast and she's like, all the talk about songwriting, I severely doubt you. something along those lines.
Hater.
And I was like, okay. You just wait until I'm on that Grammy stage. Okay.
We have some haters in our midst.
Should we get into it?
Sure. Do you have any life updates though?
Honestly, the studio has been my main life update. And I'm excited to get into the stories because we're doing gut feelings. And I feel like this is so perfect because I was on YouTube. So if you missed our last few episodes, we had mentioned, it might have even been last week's episode, I forget. We mentioned gut feelings. And then we just went on a tangent about gut feelings and are they real, are they not? I don't even know what even is a gut feeling. What's the difference between a gut feeling and typical human anxiety that saves you from dangerous situations? Like, what is a gut feeling versus taking the knowledge that you've attained throughout your life and implementing it on a certain situation? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
So then, organically, I stumbled upon a video on YouTube Shorts. It was a girl reenacting a gut feeling story. It wasn't even like, it might have not been real, but she might have just written this story, but it was interesting. So what she was acting out is she's on a plane and someone next to her is saying, listen to me, get off the plane. Like, you're not supposed to be on the plane. Get off the plane. And she's like, oh my God, I'm already on the plane. Like, what the heck? And then she wakes up and she's in the terminal of the airport. And they're like, now boarding group 5. And like, she's group 5. Like, they're like boarding the plane. And she's like, and leaves. Like, she doesn't get on the plane because she had this like dream that someone was telling her not to get on the plane.
And did something happen?
Well, that's the whole, like, that's the short. It's like supposed to like make you think, you know?
Got it.
So I don't know if that actually happened to her, but I think that's like a really interesting situation because it's like, would you get, like, if you were in a terminal and you were about to board the plane to Pitbull
Oh no.
or even like raise the stakes, like Taylor Swift or someone, something, your dream trip, and you fell asleep in the terminal and had this crazy feeling like, do not get on the plane, would you still board or would you listen to your gut feeling?
Oh my God, I don't know. Like, it came to her in a dream. I feel like that's divine intervention.
Okay, do you think that?
I see, kind of, because I don't have realistic dreams. Like, I have dreams that I like married Harry Styles and I'm on the red carpet, you know? Like, those are the dreams that I have.
Yeah.
So if it was very vivid in the moment of what I'm currently doing, I feel like I would be a little freaked out.
I would be freaked out too, but I have a range of dreams. Some are similar to that, like Kim Kardashian is my sister, and then some where it's like really horrendous things happen in my life. Yeah. And it's very vivid and it like wakes me up and I'm like having anxiety about it. And I don't want to think that dreams are like a sign.
Yeah. No.
So I don't know. I don't think I would not get on a flight. But also it's like, is that, see, this is where the gut feeling thing comes in. I have my dreams that are very, very, one time I said my dreams are very realistic and my friend was like, your dreams are realistic, because they would be like Kim Kardashian being my best friend. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, I get what you mean. Like, not realistic in that they could actually happen, but extremely vivid in detail to the point where sometimes I don't know if like a memory is a dream or an actual memory. Like, I'm like, did I tell that person that thing? Or did we actually have that conversation yet? Or do I still need to like let them know this? Because I literally have such realistic dreams that I'm like, I don't know what's real and what's not. Yeah. But I guess that's more like vivid dreams rather than realistic.
Right.
I don't know.
I feel like the plain one's like a premonition though.
Right.
It's not even like a dream. It's like,
right,
God literally told her to not get on that plane. But then I want to know what happened to the plane.
That's what I think too, because like my question is, when I'm having these like scary dreams or like anxiety feelings, that's like a feeling, okay, and then someone else is having a gut feeling premonition dream, are those the same feeling? And do I not even know if they're the same feeling? Because I've never even felt the second one. Like, I've only had this experience and I just assume that they're the same thing, but are they actually the same thing? I do not know. So that's my question, and that's what I feel like we might get to the bottom of today, but I don't know. Okay. Okay, to that point, to the what happened to the plane point, I saw this theory. I'm blanking on what the theory is called, but it's basically like when something happens in your life and it sets you back or it stops you from doing a certain action, and then that certain action that you would have done would have killed you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so a lot of, like, it happened to people on, like, 9/11. Like, people were like, I watched Monday Night Football and then I slept in. But that Monday Night Football, like, late night, like, saved their life. But I think a lot of the things, it's like you wouldn't even know. I don't know. Because one time I was driving to the train station to go to New York and I forgot my wallet. So I drove 40 minutes to the train station. And as I was, like, pulling into the parking lot to pay for the parking lot, I realized I didn't have my wallet. So I had to drive 40 minutes home and then drive 40 minutes back to the train station again. And I was like, oh, like, damn, like, maybe the train will crash. And I was like, wait, but I don't want the train to crash. Then, like, all of those people are going to die. So I don't know. It's like, do you really need the horrendous thing to happen in order for you to have, like, validation as to why that thing happened?
Yeah, I think sometimes life is just like, you forgot your wallet, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not always like it saved you from a crash that would have ruined your life. Like,
I also think though that sometimes you can, maybe that wasn't when I was saved, but maybe then I was more vigilant about bringing my wallet. So then, like, 3 years later, when I was going on like another train or another flight, I was like adamant that I had my wallet, because if I would have forgotten it that time, in another universe, me driving home to get it would have been when I got in an accident. Or like, it's like all these things things that are like, you can make up any sort of story to like justify it, but I don't know. Who knows? We will never know.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Actually, another funny like dream thing. I know we always say we hate talking about dreams.
I know.
And this is the second episode where like dreams. But I went through this phase a couple years ago where I was always having dreams. Actually, I might say nightmares about tsunamis. And I was always like running from the wave. It got to a point where I'm like, I gotta look up what this means because this ain't right. And Google was like, if you are having dreams about waves, you have to go to the bathroom.
You have to go to the bathroom?
And I'm over here like...
They're like, girl, just go pee. You're fine.
No, I was so disturbed for so long. And then it's like,
so funny.
Google's over here like, you have to go to the bathroom. Like...
Just drink a little bit less before you go to bed. That's so funny.
I'm telling you, it was such a phase of life. It was so bizarre. I would have these insane dreams about tsunamis in particular, like not even just waves, tsunamis.
Okay, wait. So did you ever...
I really had to go to the bathroom.
Wait, but did you actually? Like, what was the resolution?
I don't know. They just kind of stopped. Because that's the thing. Like,
I stopped drinking. Sorry.
I've never had a sip of water since. Yeah, they kind of stopped on their own, I guess. My bladder got it together.
Wow. Interesting.
But no, I was kind of paranoid because I'm like, I don't live anywhere near an ocean in that sense, but like, you never know.
Yeah.
I've seen The Day After Tomorrow.
I've never seen that, but I saw the movie about the tsunami in Thailand, and it was insane. Like, so sad.
Yeah.
So scary and sad. Okay, wait, 2 thoughts. One is... There's this girl on TikTok that I love. Her name's Madeline White. I'm a huge fan of her.
The British girl.
Yes. And she's also engaged to Andrew of Loud Luxury, which I am a huge fan of.
Is that a DJ?
Yes, but it's 2 DJs together. So that's why I said which I'm a fan of, not who I'm a fan of.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're so cool. Like, power couple. And she is so cool. Anyway, whatever. She survived the tsunami in Thailand in like 2000. I think it was in 2006.
Wait, what?
She was on vacation with her family for Christmas. I think it happened around Christmas. And they were there at the hotel. And she went years without talking about this story because it's obviously so traumatizing.
Yeah.
But if you want me to give you a spoiler, basically like her family was separated. Her mom and her brother were doing an excursion and she and her dad were in the hotel room because she was really tired and she wanted to sleep in. And so her dad allowed her to sleep in, and her dad allowing her to sleep in like saved their life, because if she had not slept in, I guess they would have gone downstairs. They would have gone downstairs to the lobby restaurant for breakfast or something. And the people on the first floor, like they like are not well. Like something, either they suffered and they died, or like something way more tragic happened to them. And they were on like the 2nd or the 3rd floor. Just an insane story. And she told the story. Like, she was like open about it. And she was like, I've never seen the movie. And I think she said, I don't think I ever will. There was also a bunch of comments on the video of people that were also there. And some of them had said, like, I can't watch that movie. It's too real. Or like, my friend's mom died in that tsunami. So like, I can't watch the movie. Just a crazy thing, because you think like, oh, it's a tsunami. But it's like, no, imagine being there.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being the person that lived in that town, or like was on vacation in that town. Like,
no, that's really wild.
An insane thing. So look up Madeline C. White. That's her TikTok handle, I believe, and watch all her videos. But, you know, if you're interested in that one.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, I deleted TikTok, so I can't watch it.
Oh, damn. Well,
hopefully maybe it's on Reels or
somewhere.
YouTube Shorts.
Yeah. The other thing about dreams, I don't like listening to dreams if they're like stupid and pointless. Like when I talk about my dreams and I'm like, I had a dream that Kim Kardashian was my cousin. It's like, okay, well, she's not. So I don't care. Yeah. But I like hearing about dreams that are like you're trying to decode, you know? Like I like decoding dreams.
I guess. It's just like, if you're telling a dream story, can you keep it under 30 seconds?
That's a good point.
Or, yeah, if you get to 30 seconds and you're still not getting to the point, I might just cut you off.
That's a good point. I like it when the story, maybe if it involves a dream, but the point is something else. Like the hard-hitting part of the story is not what happened in your dream. It's like the thing after.
Yeah.
I hate when the hard-hitting part of the story is and then I married Harry Styles. Like, okay, that's great. But that's not true. So I don't care. Like, did you marry him in real life? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Different story.
Okay, should I start reading them?
Sure.
I'm kind of scared I'm just going to be a skeptic the whole time.
It's okay.
It's who I am.
Yeah.
Oh, so the reason why I brought up that YouTube video with the girl on the plane in the terminal is because I started reading the comments and almost every single comment was someone telling their own gut feeling story.
Wow.
And so I screenshotted all of them.
Love.
So I'm going to be reading them because I think that YouTube comments are definitely public, you know, public
domain.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say knowledge, but I'm like, no, public domain means that anyone can use it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I'm allowed to read a comment on a public forum.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm like, right? Kenny, can you check that legally? October 28, I dozed off on the couch and my uncle, who died in 2003, told me, go see your mother. She was in bed in another room. I immediately go there and she was having a stroke. I caught it in the beginning. I never doubt my dreams. It saved my life and the life of my loved ones so many times.
Whoa.
Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. And also, not to get off topic, but like, do you know the symptoms of a stroke? Like, how would you know?
My cousin's cousin, who's like our age, had a stroke, and it was very interesting. She felt like weird, and she went in the bathroom and was like looking at herself, and her brain like wasn't working normally, and she kept saying fuck, like over and over. It's the only thing that she could say, and her brother was there, and she was like, I think she said, see, I just said that's the only thing she could say, but it obviously wasn't, because she told her brother that something weird was going on, and they went to the hospital. But I'm sure that not all of them are like that. Like, I'm sure some of them go from like 0 to 100.
Yeah.
But hers kind of was like, she caught it in the first few symptoms, which was very lucky.
Huh. Okay, so I guess it's different for everyone, but if you're like doing something abnormal, that's really out of the ordinary, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
My mom had a dream, and in the dream she heard an unforgettable male voice telling her to pray for the woman who is stuck between two worlds because the woman needs help. She woke up abruptly, prayed, and went back to sleep. The next morning, she got a phone call that her aunt peacefully passed away in her sleep.
Whoa.
Like, what?
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was around 9 or 10, I had a dream about what in my head was called the tuberculosis stone, and everyone in my family was there. In the dream, one of us had to touch the stone, which would kill them due to the tuberculosis it gave them, and sacrifice themselves for all of us. Oh my God. After a long time of fighting and decision-making, my grandfather finally decided to touch the stone and sacrifice himself. The next morning, we got a call saying he had fallen ill and died.
Wait, what?
What? They had a dream that he was going to sacrifice himself for the family, and the next morning, he passed away.
No comment. I don't even know what to say.
No. A while ago, I had a dream where my mom got into a car crash bringing my father and brothers to the airport. I was in the car as well, and I can only assume I died due to everything going black after the impact. I begged my parents not to go, to delay the flight or whatever. I even went as far as hiding the keys so that my father left 20 minutes late. We always arrive a couple hours early for flights, so he didn't miss it. Later, when my mom watched the news at the exact time, I told them we would have died in a car crash. A car drove into another, causing a very big crash. It was on the road we were going. I have had more dreams like this.
Wow.
What? I mean, lucky they like followed it.
Yeah.
Wait, I was in Milan. I accidentally booked this hotel that was like in a sketchy area, or it seemed sketchy. I don't really know, honestly. I'm not a Milan expert, but when we got to the hotel, I had a really bad feeling about it. And I was like, oh, I feel like we should go to a different hotel. And that is very unlike my family. Like, we book the flights and hotels and everything else can be changed, but we've never changed hotels or flights. And I was like, I feel like something bad is going to happen if we stay here. And sometimes I ask like the universe or God for signs. And I'm like, okay, show me like this if this should happen.
Yeah.
And I try to pick something that's not common. It's like, I don't pick like black car, because it's like, okay, of course I'm going to see a black car. But I also don't pick something that's like kangaroo, because I'm like, you're not going to see a kangaroo. Okay.
In Milan.
Yeah. So I was like Dalmatian, because Dalmatian is like a pretty rare dog. Like I only see like one a year. And I was like, show me Dalmatian if we should change hotels. I shit you not, we go outside. I saw Dalmatian immediately. I was like, what?
Wait, that...
It was really weird.
Oh my gosh.
And my mom is like woo-woo like me too. So she's
Yeah.
like, do you think we should move? And my dad was like, no, we're fine. And we did not move and we were fine.
Oh wow.
At least I think we were fine. I guess maybe I could have gotten robbed without knowing, but I think we were fine.
Wait, so that's an example where you were shown the sign and you stayed anyway and it was fine.
Yeah.
Huh. A rebuttal.
Right. But like maybe if I went to another hotel, I would have like met Taylor Swift there.
I was going to say, maybe you would have met a prince.
Right.
And now you would be wealthy living in Monaco.
Oh my God. I could have been Princess Kelee.
Yes.
Wow. Shit. Well, I'll never know.
Instead, you just didn't get robbed.
What do you mean I didn't get robbed?
Instead, you stayed, didn't get robbed.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. Well, I might have. I think I probably would have noticed, I guess, if I got
Right.
robbed.
Anyway, I guess that's a good rebuttal
Yeah.
to everything we're saying.
Right.
Maybe the moral of the story is don't always follow your gut feeling because it could just be a paranoid thought.
That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And like, was the Dalmatian a coincidence? Like, I don't know. Or maybe this was just making me more on edge. So I forget, honestly, because it was years ago, but like maybe we put our passports in the safe when we left rather than like leaving them out. Like maybe we were just more on edge and therefore it still saved us from something. I don't know. Or maybe I was just wrong. Maybe I was straight up wrong.
Right.
I think that's the most likely, but
Yeah.
who knows? One time I was walking to the store and had my head down texting my friend. She replied, "Don't forget to look both ways." At that exact moment, I looked up and stopped mid-step from stepping in front of a car coming around the corner.
Whoa.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Don't forget to look both ways. Like, did she even know you were
Right.
like on a street?
Okay. That could be a lie.
Yeah. Oh, a lie. Isn't it funny how like the most shocking ones were like, you're lying.
Right.
Your friend never texted you.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I once had a dream about my dad dying in a cycling accident. I saw a car swerve into his bike, and I even saw the funeral. Then when I woke up, I rushed to the living room where my dad was getting ready to go cycling. This was strange because he hardly ever goes cycling, and I told him the story and he stayed home. I guess I'll never know whether I saved his life or whether I was just paranoid. See, okay. I love that they see both sides. But that is crazy. And that's an example where like the stakes are very low, I guess. So not going for a bike ride that day isn't going to like change your life that much, you know?
Yeah.
Or well, you could have.
Well, right.
But like,
Right.
you're not losing out on like such an incredible thing to go ride your bike around the neighborhood. Like you can do that tomorrow or like any other day. So his dad staying home wasn't like the biggest deal. He's like, sure, I'll stay home. But not getting on a flight, like let's say it was like your honeymoon or you were like going to visit family and then you have this terrible feeling. The stakes are way higher now.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, like that airplane story. It's like, am I really not going to get on a flight just because I had a dream?
Right. Like you pay thousands of
Yeah.
dollars for this trip, you know?
And you're going somewhere, like you need to be somewhere. That's why you're on the flight.
Right. Like the flight can't just so easily be rescheduled in the way that a bike ride can.
Yeah.
A casual bike ride.
See, I think I'd still get on the plane.
I think it's like a how high are the stakes kind of thing. Because then I look at my Milan experience. I'm like, well, you were wrong. So why would the flight experience be any different? This crazy feeling.
Don't they say too, there's more of a chance of you getting struck by lightning than being in a deadly plane crash? Because people have really bad flight anxiety, and I'm not like trying to discount that, but at the same time, like nothing's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, I actually think that's like one of the only anxieties, this is gonna sound mean, but that you should discount.
Yeah.
Because I just think that by discounting that anxiety, like if your friend is like, I'm freaking out, and you're just like, bruh, I get it, but here's the stats. Like, I almost think that would make them feel better, at least for myself. Like, that would make me feel better. And that's one of those times where you don't need to be feeding into my anxiety because it's not super valid. This is how I have anxiety, though. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm treading on water, or treading on water. That doesn't even make sense. I'm walking a thin line giving this advice, but like sometimes I feel like if you give into someone's anxiety and you're like, oh my God, what if you're right? It's like, well, that makes it worse because anxiety is like worry about nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So why should we give in to worry about nothing? Like instead we should try to calm their anxiety by giving them fact.
Yes. I would never do that on a flight, like feed into it.
Right.
I'd probably, if I had a friend next to me that had, this is so mean. but who had bad flight anxiety and she was freaking out, I would like pretend to be asleep or something.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what you should do, because if you start feeding into anxiety in a situation like that, like it's not going to help her.
No, and then the people around you, if they see people freaking out, then it just creates this like domino effect, and we don't need that on a plane, okay?
No. I feel like the place to feed into anxiety is like when you're in a calm therapy office on the ground and you have time to talk.
You're paying for this.
Yeah. If I'm not on the clock, don't worry me with your anxiety. No,
totally.
I can't imagine, like, the only way you feed into it is, I understand that you're feeling anxious, and that's it. Cut it there. Cut the slack there.
Noise canceling headphones are on.
The rest is facts and statistics, okay? And grounding yourself. No pun intended.
No, literally. Turbulence is a very real thing. And it gets scary sometimes.
It actually does. I feel like the older I get, the more flight anxiety I have, but I don't know why. I guess it's just because I don't know. I just feel like as I get older, more things, I realize the weight and the depth and the danger of things.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, the stakes are higher. You have more to lose when you get older, I think.
Yeah.
It's like depressing to think about.
No, but it's like a good thing, because it means, like, I don't know, when you're a kid, it's like,
fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, what do you actually lose? Like, you don't know. This does not make sense at all.
No, I think when you're a kid, this is such a morbid topic, but when you're a kid, like, the people around you have more to lose than you do. Like your parents, if you have older siblings, aunts and uncles, like, it's more upsetting for them.
But, like, is it ever upsetting for you? Because you don't know, because you're dead. You're seeing the pearly gates of heaven. Like, you're thriving.
Facts. Such a weird thing to think about.
This is so... No. None of the points we just made were points.
Like, we ate.
Yeah. Please don't click off.
I'm crying. Oh, okay.
Okay. I had a weird dream once. It was sort of a déjà vu type dream. I was at the zoo with my grandma and brother in the dream, and we were panning rocks that you buy from the gift shop. I love doing that. Those that was like my dream as a kid.
Yeah.
In the dream, some other people came up with small bags of rocks, and they said they should have gotten a bigger bag since my brother and I had the largest size. My grandma said, "I would have told you." Then one of the kids threw the rock at her head. I woke up in a cold sweat after that.
Whoa.
The next day, I woke up and I went to the zoo with my grandma and brother. Everything went smoothly until we got to panning rocks. Like in the dream, we bought the bag, went panning rocks, and the people came to pan as well. Then my grandma said those exact words. I freaked out and yanked her back right on time. The rock landed on the footpath. It only happened back in June, so I remember fairly well. It was scary. I love my grandma too much to see her get hurt.
Whoa.
See, that's crazy.
That is crazy. It's a lot of dreams.
I know.
Yeah.
Every time I've had déjà vu and I'm like, ooh, like, I know what's going to happen next. Like, I know that kid's going to throw the rock. It never does. It never does. And when people, like my friends, are like, oh my God, I'm having crazy déjà vu right now. I'm like, yes, and like, déjà vu is nothing to me. I'm sorry. Like, I can't entertain déjà vu.
Yeah.
It's like a very human thing to have déjà vu.
It is.
And it happens the most when I'm tired.
I was going to say, what happens to your brain in order to cause déjà vu to happen? Like,
I think they know.
Have we gotten that far in science yet?
I think they do.
Okay.
It's like when your eyes... Basically, like, your eyes see things and then it sends receptors down a line to your brain, and then your brain acknowledges the thing. Typically, they happen instantaneously. You see it and you acknowledge it, like, at the same time, or comprehend it at the same time. Déjà vu, it's like your eyes see it and it takes like microseconds longer than usual to get to your brain. So then by the time it gets to your brain, you're like, I've seen this before. Yeah, you saw it before 2 microseconds ago.
Oh my God.
So it's really just like a lapse in your brain. That's why I feel like when people have déjà vu, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, have you had enough coffee today?
Yeah.
Like, you're fine. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. Just because every time I've had it and I've guessed like, oh, what's going to happen next? I've seen this before. It never does.
Okay, interesting. If you have déjà vu a lot though, does that mean you're like gonna have dementia?
I have no idea.
You know, I want to know the correlation between brain health and déjà vu.
That's a very good question.
If I went to med school, that would be my thesis.
Honestly, that's a good point.
Because I'm like, wait, that's really interesting.
That is actually incredibly interesting because imagine being able to treat dementia earlier just because you know in yourself you have deja vu a lot. So you're like, something's wrong here.
Yeah. Or do you think it's eye health, not brain health?
I don't think it's eye health. I think it really is like the receptors in your brain.
Okay.
Because your eyes, like, how could your eyes lag? Like, I feel like they wouldn't lag. They would just be blurry. Like,
right. Okay. No, that's...
Also, I know nothing about this.
No. That's right. It's about the receptors. Look at us.
As a medical doctor, I would say it's probably about the receptors. Yeah. I feel like I've just become such a skeptic because I personally am wrong about all of my ideas. So I'm like, you have to be wrong too. Like,
right. No, yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah.
I shouldn't just project onto others like that. I don't know.
No, you should.
I heard the story of a woman that could smell Alzheimer's. I'm sorry, I say that word wrong every single time. Alzheimer's, please. Alzheimer's? I cannot say it. I'm sorry.
This is like me with the word
Valid. Subconscious. Do you know how to say Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's?
Yeah. So easy.
I'm literally crying. I can't even say subconscious.
It's okay. I'll say it for you.
Now I'm in my head.
I'm in my head too. I don't want to say the word I just said again. But the story is crazy.
Okay.
This woman had a husband and she started smelling a bad smell from him. She's like, babe, you reek. Like, you need a shower. You need to do something. And it didn't go away. Like, for weeks or months or something. Who knows? Oh, wait, sorry. I think I said Alzheimer's. I think it was Parkinson's, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Parkinson's. It was one of the two. Whatever. She could not, like, the smell was so bad to her and no one else could smell it. So she's like, they met up with friends. She was like, oh my God, doesn't he smell so bad? And they were like, what? No, we can't smell anything. She smelled this horrible smell. A few months later, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And basically through like, okay. And then someone else, she smelled the same smell. And she was like, oh my God, you have to go to the hospital. I think you're about to have I think you have Parkinson's. And they did. And they had Parkinson's. And so then everyone thought she was crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm telling the story in a really bad way.
No.
But everyone thought she was crazy. They were like, what? There's no way. Like, whatever. Then doctors started finding out that when you have Parkinson's, your saliva like changes. And it changes the chemicals and like certain people can smell it. So like she made this like crazy medical breakthrough happen. And I think it was like something crazy because it was in like 1950 or something. And I think she was, hold on, let me look this up.
Damn.
Woman smell.
She's an illness medium.
I know.
Well, I guess not illness if she could only sense one illness. The Parkinson's medium.
But still, like, to be able to smell that and like help people.
No, for sure.
Like, I don't know, not that she's like smelling everyone, but like, who knows? Wait, I want the TLDR because I was just reading an NPR article that was like really beautiful. But okay, who's the main protagonist? Joy Milne or Milne, a 72-year-old from Perth in Scotland. She has a hereditary hyperosmia, a rare condition that gives her a heightened sense of smell, which she first noticed when her late husband Les developed a different musky aroma before diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Wow.
Yeah. She had this like interesting thing, I guess. And the women, we can read more about her. Maybe we should do like a medical like Marvels episode and read stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I wish I had a skill like that.
Right?
Like,
crazy.
You smell, I don't know.
Something that could help people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Back on our bullshit. I was with my ex-boyfriend in another city. We were supposed to come back by bus. He suggested that we stay until the last appointment at 8 p.m. because he didn't want to go home, but something told me that we should leave earlier at 6 p.m., which we did. That evening, around 9 p.m., the news came out that the bus that left at 8 p.m. on the way back caught fire.
What?
Like, what? How? Like, these can't all be coincidences, right?
I think some people are lying.
See, like, why do we think that, though? Because, like, I kind of think that, too, about certain ones. I didn't get that feeling about this one, but some of them, like, really that happened. But it's like, why are we discounting people just because they had a cool experience?
Yeah, but don't people lie? That's, like, a thing on Reddit. And you're not reading from Reddit, but, like, people just write in lies.
I'm sure they do. Yeah, I guess they do.
I mean, there's crazy people out there.
There really is. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's possible that they're lying.
This doesn't sound like a lie. It just had me thinking, like, it could be a lie.
Right. It could.
But that is a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
Caught fire, but did people die?
I don't know.
I guess either way, it's like still tragic.
Yeah.
And scary.
Yeah. Someone said, quote, if you remember a dream, it's a warning, end quote. Me remembering me seeing dinosaurs twerking and a disco ball fell on their head. No,
see, that's me.
That's me too. And that's why I'm like, I can't deal with the all dreams are a warning, because I'm like, don't tell me that.
No.
Because if dreams are a warning, I will live my life in fear, in like anxiety constantly because of like the things that I dream. Like, I don't want to live that way.
No.
So I need to just continue on living that dreams don't mean anything.
I think if I went to med school, my first thesis would be about déjà vu. My second would be about dreams and how they correlate to, like your psyche or real life events.
Yeah.
Because is that studied enough?
I think that it doesn't have any medical evidence.
Yeah, like it's more of a woo-woo thing.
Exactly.
But so maybe it shouldn't be.
I think there's way more evidence to disprove it. This is my non-doctor, like, earlier I said I'm a doctor. I lied. I'm not a doctor. So this is my non-doctor theory. If something is medically true, it's probably medically true in like most people, and then there's anomalies. So like humans have 2 arms, humans have 2 legs. Like those are medically true things. Sure, there are humans that don't have them, that don't have 2 legs, don't have 2 arms, but those are anomalies. Humans see with their eyes. Obviously, some people are blind. Like, okay. But it almost feels like these stories are the anomaly. So why, like, you wouldn't write a thesis on an anomaly because there's probably way more evidence of these things not meaning anything.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So like humans' dreams like mean something about themselves, but they don't mean something about the outside world. And then you have the anomalies, like because it's like your tsunami dream.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure I had a dream that I was having anxiety and then I woke up and I was anxious or like something like that. So that says something about ourselves. And then very rarely in these like anomaly stories or anecdotal stories, we hear that the dream means something about the world. And it's like, we can't really base our lives on that in the same way that we can't base our lives on the anomalies of like medical studies, which is like my rib sticks out like a little too far on this side. That's like an anomaly because typically rib cages aren't that shape. It's like we can't base medical research on the fact that my rib sticks out too far.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if maybe someone has like capitalized on dreams yet.
Yeah, you want to capitalize on it?
Or like, I think someone should.
We can.
Like, what's her name? The Long Island medium.
Right. Ugh.
Her, but for dreams. Like, why hasn't someone done that yet? Where you just go on tour, fill an arena with a bunch of skeptics, I guess, and talk about the meaning of dreams.
But I think that happens on a smaller scale in like a therapy office because dreams do have meaning for you. Like they have meaning for me. My dreams mean something to me, but they don't mean something to anyone else. So like a therapist will help me do that. But like imagine how boring it would be if you were sitting in an arena and someone was like, I have a dream that I'm with my ex-boyfriend. And they're like, oh, well, that's because you're not over him.
No, but it's the same thing with mediums. Everyone's telling their own individual story.
I feel like that's a little more shocking because we all know that humans have dreams. And sometimes anxiety manifests in a nightmare, you know? Fact. Like that's not that crazy. And so like if you were like, I had a nightmare, people wouldn't be like shocked, you know? They'd be like, okay, cool, I had one too. But then when someone like talks to a medium and they say this insane thing that no one else would possibly know.
Yeah. Do you believe in mediums?
I believe in them less and less every video of Teresa Caputo I see. I'm not gonna lie. Every single time I see a medium reading a crowd like that, I'm like, you are reaching so far. Like you're gonna pull your back out reaching that far. Like
yeah, I don't know if I believe in them. But I also haven't watched really any like miraculous ones.
I feel like I've heard like personal stories where people say like I went to a medium and I saw them one-on-one and they said something to me that like I would never know. When I was in high school, my uncle had cancer and we were going on a family vacation on a cruise ship and basically his health declined like severely as we were like leading up to this trip, and my mom was really scared that he was going to pass away like while we were on this trip because that would be like terrible. And this medium, basically then my cousin had a party and she had a psychic there and they did like tarot card readings. And this woman like saw my mom and was like, I'm feeling like tightness in my chest. Like something in my chest is like, I can't breathe. Like, does that mean anything to you? And she's, wait, see, I'm already doubting my own story.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, oh my gosh, yeah, my brother-in-law has lung cancer. And she's like, okay, he's going to be fine until after, like, I don't know the exact words she said, but she said something like, he's going to be fine until after your trip. And that turned out to be true. So my mom didn't have to be anxious about it.
Okay.
But then at the same time, I'm like, did she say, I'm feeling something in my chest and the person who it is going to be fine until like after your trip? Because if that was the case, I'd be like, oh shit, I believe that. One sentence, everything in one sentence. But the thing that she like, if she had asked a question and said something with lungs, and then my mom said, yes, lung cancer. And then she said, he's going to be okay. Like, or something like that. It's like, well, that means way less to me because you just asked a question and confirmation bias and she confirmed your theory.
She was leading the witness.
Exactly. Leading questions. No, that's exactly what it is. Your Honor, objection. Leading the witness. Oh God. So this is why I need a wooden thing. I don't know what it's called.
Oh God, that was loud.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Leading the witness. Sustained.
Right.
We need to change the line of questioning.
Objection.
May it please the court. Yeah, so like things like that, I'm like, I don't know. Personal stories, I feel like I'd be more likely to believe. But when you have a medium in like an arena, I've watched like so many on like the Drew Barrymore show or like the Today Show where they walk around and they're like, a J name, an M name, and they start giving this person this reading. And I'm like, I could have freaking done that.
Yeah.
Like, do you have anyone that passed away in your family named with an M name?
Right.
M name. No, seriously, you. Like,
oh, me?
Do you have someone with an M name?
Yeah.
They were older than you. I'm getting the vibe they were older than you. And someone passed away, right?
Yeah.
It feels like it was like a maternal or a paternal figure too. Like they were probably like a grandmother, maybe a grandmother or grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, grandmother.
Yeah.
And was her name Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary said she's safe.
Wait, that's actually crazy.
Like, literally, like, I could do the same thing. Do you have a J name? Maybe a dad's dad?
Yeah. Not dad's dad, but yeah.
Mom's dad then?
Yeah.
And was his name John?
Yes.
It's the most common name in the book.
I'm sorry, I know, but that is kind of crazy.
I know, but I'm like, I am like, anyone could do it if you know what questions ask.
I think you should do it now.
Should I? Hire me.
I think it's funny that you said Mary first, though, because I feel like that's more of a, I guess it would
My grandmom's name is also Mary.
Oh, okay.
I think like M and J are like the letters.
Yeah, for grandparents.
Yeah, for names in general. But yeah, especially like, because everyone's name is Mary or John.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And if you're asking also not everyone, because it's like, yeah, sure, the viewer, like my grandparents were not J. They were Mary, but not J. But so it's like a room of 200 people. Mm-hmm. Like, there we go. Mm-hmm. And then that's what they're going to show on this. Like, what I just did is what they're going to show on the video. Yeah. And then they're going to like, everyone's going to clap and be like, wow, that was amazing.
Right.
And it's like, was it amazing? Or were you really good at
gullible
leading the witness, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't want to be skeptical. It's not fun.
No, but it helps you not spend money on useless things like a medium reading.
True. That's very true. Very true. Okay, should we continue? Any other thoughts about mediums?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I also don't want to discount what they go to for comfort. I think some people need to be like hearing that from a medium.
I 100% agree. I just think that like the commercialized ones are the ones that are more likely to be a scam. Mm-hmm. Except Tyler Henry. Some of his videos, I'm like,
I was going to say him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He kind of gets me.
Yeah.
The Long Island medium, I hate to say it. I've seen way too many videos of her walking around in a group and like her MO is like walking up to someone, asking them like M or J name, S name. And if they say yes, she's like, it was a paternal it was a grandmother figure. And if they say no, she like discounts them so quickly. Like she's like, it's not you. Like, okay, fuck. Like she almost like gets mad at them if they say like, no, and it's like, oh, they were pregnant. Well, no. Okay, no. Well, they're gonna be pregnant. Like she like is like mean to them if they don't like validate her claim.
Yeah.
And if they don't validate her claim, she like moves on so quickly to the other one of 200 that someone is pregnant. Like, someone's grandma's name is Mary. Like, I don't know. And the way that she's like so mean to these people that are like grasping, like they want anything to like feel comfort.
Yeah.
And she just like moves on from them so quickly. And like, if you watch the videos of her on TV shows, like you will see it. You just have to look at it in like, I don't know. You have to look for those like little things. But, okay. Sorry. Okay. Let's read a few more. I used to have these visions when I was younger, or whispers, not anymore. One day I met my dad going down the staircase. I asked where he was going and he told me he was going to play soccer with his colleagues. I don't remember what came over me or what happened, but I remember telling him not to go. He laughed, asked why, and I said I didn't want him to go. I had a bad feeling about it. He laughed and assured me it's all well. He left and ended up with a knee injury, which he brushed off as a strain, but I kept telling him to go to the hospital, told him his neck had moved out of place and back into place. He eventually got it checked. The doctors confirmed that is in fact what happened. I had forgotten about this incident until he reminded me as an adult. He had never forgotten. That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Okay, wait. Skeptic. I also think that all of the things that our brains are like warning us not to do, there is some kind of danger or risk that comes along with them. So like playing soccer, sure, it's not that dangerous, but as a realistic person, you need to know that whenever you play like certain sports or activities, there is a risk that you're gonna hurt yourself. And if the whole time, like if you're kicking a ball and running around a field and colliding with other people and like in certain ways, there is a risk that you're gonna hurt your knee. And like the subconscious brain knows that.
Yeah.
So like maybe he just, I don't know.
It's the same with the cycling thing. Like, you getting on a bike and riding on roads, there's a chance a car will hit you.
Yeah.
So is that right? That's like more of a paranoid thought versus like, this is a surefire thing. This is going to happen.
Exactly.
Because maybe you just need to be a little bit more cautious, aware of your surroundings. It's more of a warning than like, don't do this.
Yeah.
I guess. Or like, not a warning. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just like you're like taking things with a grain of salt and being like, you're almost just being more realistic and being like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like there is a chance that I could get hurt while doing this like physical activity.
Right.
The second part of that story is a little more hard hitting because it's like he had a feeling about the true injury, like his dad's like whatever being displaced and needing to be like readjusted. That's more interesting. But I'm like, I guess it's so hard for me to like, I don't know, believe that.
I know, me too.
Why is it so hard for me to believe this?
Because it's just like not gonna happen. Like you're fine.
Stop. It's not gonna happen. It did happen. I don't know.
But then you're the anomaly. You're the outlier. You're the problem.
You're the outlier. You are the, but like, you're the outlier. That's the reason we're reading your story.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely think that's weird. I definitely think that's an interesting story.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like wow me. I'm not like floored by it. I'm just like, wow, interesting.
What would wow you?
I don't know. I'm waiting for that.
Vampires were real?
I honestly think it would take, if vampires were real. Sorry. I was already on my train of thoughts when you said that, so I didn't even like, yes. Would that wow me though? Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, they're walking amongst us.
Right.
You go right.
I just think I'm way too realistic to like believe like any of this stuff. And like, speaking of vampires, like people think Taylor Swift is like a vampire, and
they do
not vampire, but like an immortal or whatever.
Is this a theory?
Yeah, because there's this woman from like way back when that looks exactly like her, named like Xenia something. Have you not seen this?
No.
Oh my god, it's like this whole thing.
I want to know.
I mean, basically, you know how everyone has a lookalike?
Yeah.
Basically, this like old like witch woman.
I think I heard that with Katy Perry. Isn't that a theory with her too?
Yeah, but like if I was famous enough for everyone in the world to know what I looked like, someone would be like, oh, she looks like that other person that I know.
Yeah.
Everyone looks like someone. There's this woman, my god, I can't even find it. Zena LeVay, this like Satanist from...
Oh, I think I have heard this actually.
This is her. Like, she looks exactly like her.
Yeah.
But then they're like,
but not even like
they look similar.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, Taylor Swift is like a clone, or like she's an immortal. Like, I saw Taylor Swift as a child, and now I see her as a 30-year-old woman, and the timeline lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
So how the hell would she be immortal when we've seen her at literally every stage of her physical human life?
These conspiracy theories are like, people get really wrapped up in them.
I know. I'm like, let's just think, like you're thinking one sentence, let's just think like half a sentence more and the entire thing will go away. Like,
yeah,
so annoying.
People need something to live for.
No, I know. I made a TikTok the other day though that I was like, sometimes I wish that I could believe this stuff because my brain literally debunks it in like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And like I dated a guy that was like a conspiracy theorist, and like as time went on, it was like worse and worse. Like every day would be like a new theory, and I'm like, bruh, I don't even have to think and I can debunk this in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And you had all the time in the world to research this all weekend.
Yeah.
And you didn't get this far. Confirmation bias is real.
No, so true. So true.
When I was 9 years old, it was about lunchtime where I got this awful feeling something bad happened or was about to happen. But being 9, I just chalked it up to nervousness about my math test later that day. Real. About 2 hours later, my mom came running into school, and I was rushed down to the office and notified that my grandma was currently in critical condition in the ER. My grandma suffered a heart attack and started succumbing to multiple infections and illnesses that she never knew she had. She had to be airlifted to a heart hospital, and she died in that hospital a week later because the ventilator was the only thing keeping her alive. I cried that night and started taking my gut feeling seriously. Like, that's interesting.
That is, I'm not trying, like, that is very sad. But in general, if you are the type of person who has an awful feeling like once a day,
yeah,
you just can't be listening, you know, like, because 9 times out of 10, it's the math test. It's not the dying grandmother. I'm sorry.
I agree. And I feel like what you just said is like so real. Like if you have this feeling every day, it's probably not the gut feeling. Like it was like the thing I was talking about with the medical evidence plus like the anomaly. I feel like the feelings are more hard-hitting when you don't have them that often. Like when people are like, I always follow my gut. It's like, well, is that your gut or is that just common knowledge?
Yeah.
Because I think that if it's your gut, it's probably the anomaly, right?
Yeah.
And if it's a feeling you have every day, it's probably just a medical condition called anxiety. Like, I don't know.
No, yeah. And that's where it just gets hard to always follow your gut, because I feel like that's also like always listening to your paranoid thoughts.
Right.
Like you'll never get on the plane. You'll never take the cycling ride.
Right.
And what kind of life is that?
I think that these feelings have to be different. Like I think that these have to be like a different kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's read one more.
Okay. We should end with a really crazy one.
I know. I'm trying to find a good one, but all of them are just, if I can debunk them. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'll just read a short one, so then if it's not good, I can read another.
Okay.
Me and my friend like to go to the park across the street from where we both live. While getting ready to go, I had a huge panic attack for no reason, saying that we shouldn't go. Because of that, we stayed home and watched a movie instead, only to find out yesterday that there was a drive-by shooting at the place we hang out. The man died on impact, and it's still really freaking me out. Okay, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is actually crazy because, see, this one actually in my head is more hard-hitting because this isn't like a dangerous thing. This is something they do all the time. It's not like they're flying across the world. Obviously, you're going to have anxiety if you're flying across the world.
Yeah.
That's normal. But to have anxiety about an everyday thing, like going to the park.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, there's inherent risk in playing football. There's inherent risk in playing soccer or riding a bike. There really isn't an inherent risk in the same way about going to a park.
No.
Like the only inherent risk about going to a park would literally be something like this, like something crazy happening, like outside of the norm.
Yeah. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
That is, yeah.
Okay, that one actually was a good one to end on, I feel like.
Yeah.
'Cause that one I'm like, okay, wow.
Right.
That is actually crazy.
Consider me not a skeptic anymore.
Whoever wrote this one, I believe you.
You're real for that.
Yeah.
I think we cracked the code on gut feelings. Deja vu.
Wait, okay, can I show you my list? Okay, so we got through 1, 2, 3, 13. Okay, 13. I have like 150 more that I screenshotted. Whoa. I was going ham on this YouTube thing.
Oh my God, you should do a TikTok like rapid fire.
I could do that. Or maybe I do a solo episode where I just read them right here and I just don't give commentary. They just read 150 gut feeling stories.
Honestly, yeah. Oh, live stream.
Should I?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Right after this, like stay in that chair and live stream.
I'm scared.
I'll watch from the car.
Okay, wow. I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad about doing this.
Why?
I feel like we just debunked it and we didn't like
validate.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm pro living your life without fear.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is true. I think if it's about everyday daily life where nothing is out of the norm, then sure. Like, okay. But if it's about like a risky thing and like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like, we're going to go skydiving, but I have a really bad feeling about it. Well, you probably should.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the most dangerous. Like, I know someone that died doing that.
Really?
Yeah, it was a friend of a friend.
Did the parachute not come up?
I think they think it was like the parachute did not go, but I don't know if it was like because of an accident or if it was a nefarious thing.
Wait, really?
Yeah, something crazy, but I don't know. My friend might have just been saying that.
Nefarious, like the guy wanted them to die?
It was like it wasn't like an excursion. It was like a person that did this all the time. Like it was like a skydiver. So he was very experienced, but it was like over a like area that they didn't find him for a while. So I don't know. Who knows?
Wait,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And sad.
Very sad.
Okay, on that note, like, gotta go.
Sorry. Thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, please tell me your gut feeling that's going to make me believe it. You know? Yeah. Tell me your crazy story in the comments that's going to make me not think the way I think. I want to change the way I think.
Right.
I want to believe it.
And if you are a medium and you want to do a reading for free on us, we're available.
Yeah.
For content.
Honestly, yes. Yeah.
If you are an aspiring medium.
An aspiring medium. Yeah, or just like a medium that you're like, I'm done with the skeptics. Let me prove you wrong. Okay, do it.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Literally do it.
But I feel bad if there's any mediums because like if you are, then sure.
Right. No hate. No shade.
Yeah. Okay, we gotta go.
GTG.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast and watching it. Hope you like our new studio. And we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.